Hey, hello, and welcome to Woven Chemistry. I'm Jean Weaver, and this is the second video in a three-part series on dimensional analysis. In this video, we're going to work with a little bit more complicated units that are a ratio of one unit to another, like grams per liter, maybe miles per hour, dollars per gallon. All right, so let's get going with the first example. Let's say we've got a cyclist, and that person is averaging 20.6 miles per hour. How fast is this in centimeters per second? And by the way, there's 0.62 miles in a kilometer. Okay, so when we get started with these problems, we always want to start with what exactly is the question? All right, well, remember the question usually starts, or the question will have a question mark at the end of it. So that makes it pretty easy to find. There we go. How fast is this in centimeters per second? Okay, next question for ourselves. What are we trying to solve for? What are going to be the units of our answer? Well, those units, how fast is this in centimeters per second? We want the speed in centimeters per second. Okay, last question for ourselves. What do we start with? Oh, well, there's no numbers in this question. What are we going to start with? Well, this is a little more cryptic. How fast is this in centimeters per second? This is our starting place. Yeah, but there's no number there. Well, what does this refer to? How fast is this? That refers to the 20.6 miles per hour. All right, there we go. We're all set. We're ready to start. Okay, but before we get started with that, let's focus on this 20.6 mph. Okay, that's what Americans tend to do with a car, right? It's 20.6 mph. But what does that really mean? Well, it means 20.6 miles/hour. We often do that. But remember, with dA, we really want to be clear on what's in the numerator and what's in the denominator and what number goes with each unit. So this also means 20.6 miles for every 1 hour. So we want to start our dA with the 20.6 miles on the top and then hours on the bottom. All right, and then let's keep in mind we're solving for centimeters per second. All right, so now we're all set. Just like we did in the first video, we need to get rid of units. Oh, but this is going to be harder because there's 2 units. Well, here's the trick. We're going to do 1 unit at a time. Okay, so let's start with the time unit, and let's get rid of the hours. So that means we're going to need hours on the top, and we want to get hours to seconds. Well, I don't know offhand how many seconds there are in an hour, but I do know that 1 hour is the same thing as 60 minutes. Okay, and I've got my hours on the top, hours on the bottom, those are going to cancel. Now, what would happen if you got the hours and the minutes flipped, kind of like this? So here we've got the 60 minutes on top and the hour on the bottom. Okay, that's a very common mistake, but when you go back and you try to cancel the units, hours are not diagonal. We've got hours both on the denominator. That's not going to cancel. That's a sign, a huge neon sign telling you you've screwed up. Okay, so always make sure that those units cancel. All right. So now we've got miles per minute, but we want to get to seconds. So we need to have minutes on the top, and oh, I know that every 1 minute has 60 seconds. Okay, so minutes on the top, with minutes on the bottom, the minutes will cancel out, and I've got seconds on the bottom. Hey, that's what I want, which means I'm done with this unit. I'm going to highlight it here in pink. This one I'm done with. I don't want to cancel seconds anymore. Now let's go back and let's start thinking about the miles. Remember, when we multiply, the order doesn't matter. So we can put miles over here on the denominator, and it'll cancel out just fine. Now we need to get miles to centimeters. I have no idea how many centimeters are in a mile, but fortunately we were given here 0.62 miles in a kilometer. Oh, and from kilometer I can get to centimeters. So I'm going to use that, put the 0.62 miles on the bottom, okay, 1 kilometer on top, and those miles will cancel out. Okay, again, order doesn't matter in multiplication, so they'll cancel out even though there's other terms in the way. Now, centimeters and a kilometer. I can probably figure that out, but maybe I'll make a mistake. I'm going to do this through 2 steps. I'm going to go from kilometers to meters. Okay, so 1 kilometer is 1,000 meters. Now, I know some students like to put these maybe in decimal form. So let me show this another way. I'm just going to kind of duplicate what's up here, what we've already done. And another way to say this last step is that 1 meter on the top is equal to 0.001 kilometers. Now notice the units here are exactly the same as the units here. We've got meters on the top, kilometers on the bottom. The only thing that's changed is the numbers. But in the end, the numbers will work out and we'll get the same answer. Okay, so our kilometers are going to cancel out. We've got meters, but again, we need to get to centimeters. So now we need to say, well, there's 100 centimeters in 1 meter. Again, I know that the 100 goes on top because I've got to get the meters to be on the diagonal. Okay, and maybe if you prefer decimal format, we could say that 1 centimeter is 0.01 meters. Our meters are going to cancel out no matter which way we do it, and we're left with centimeters. Excellent, we've got centimeters in the numerator, seconds in the denominator. That's exactly what we're looking for, so now we're all set to do the math. Okay, so depending on which, if you like the top method or the bottom method, your numbers are going to that you'll enter into the calculator will be different, but you'll end up with the same answer. And if you don't believe me, try it out yourself. So anything that's on the numerator will be multiplied together. Anything that's on the denominator will be multiplied together, and then we'll divide the denominator into the numerator. Okay, I encourage you to give this a try. I know a lot of times students sometimes get all the work done right, but then they don't enter it into their calculator properly. Okay, you might need to use parentheses depending on how you type things in. Okay, when you do that, you're going to find out this turns out to be 923 centimeters per second. All right, so there's our first sample problem. Let's do one more. All right, we've got a sodium chloride solution. It's 3.5 M. That capital M stands for molar, which really means moles of NaCl per liter of solution. What is the concentration of this solution in grams per mil? Okay, if you're thinking, man, I'm not in chemistry class, I have no idea what any of this stuff means, don't stop, don't quit the video. This is exactly why DA is such a powerful problem-solving technique. You don't need to understand what the question is about. If you're just good with the units, you can solve any problem. All right, so let's what we always do, let's figure out what the question is, and it's right there with the question mark at the end. What is the concentration of this solution in grams per mil? Okay, what are we going to solve for? Well, we're going to figure out this concentration in grams per mil. That's our finish unit. And we're going to start, this one's just like that last question. What is the concentration of this solution in grams per mil? So our start is going to be this solution. What are we talking about with this solution? The 3.5 M, or molar. All right, now we're all set. Let's get started on this one. Now, with that 3.5 M, that's not really a very useful unit. What's more useful is to think of it as 3.5 moles of NaCl per liter of solution. I've included a lot here with the units. You really could get by with just saying MOL, or mole, with an E on the end, per liter. Okay, so we've got these two units, and we're trying to get them to grams per centimeter cubed. All right, so just like in the last one, let's start with one unit and convert that one, and then we'll go on to the next one. Let's start with the moles. Now, if you're in a chemistry class, hopefully you realize, oh, if I want to go from moles over here to grams, oh, I use the periodic table and I just look up those molar masses. If you're not in a chemistry class, or you don't have a periodic table handy, the information that we want to know is that the molar mass of NaCl is 58 grams per mole. Okay? You don't even need to know what molar mass is. You just need to know that 58 grams is linked with 1 mole. All right, now we're all set. So in our next step, we want to have moles on the bottom so that it cancels out, and we're going to link that with the 58 grams on top. When we cancel that out, we're left with grams. Hey, we're halfway done, because that's the unit we're solving for. Excellent, halfway done. Now, we're trying to go from liters to centimeter cubed. Those units don't even look remotely similar. But let's think about a centimeter cubed. Okay, let's imagine we have a cube, and it happens to have a length of 1 centimeter, a height of 1 centimeter, and a width of 1 centimeter. Well, with a cube, we could calculate its volume. Okay, and the volume is length times width times height. So if we enter those numbers, 1 centimeter times 1 centimeter times 1 centimeter, multiply all that together, we get 1 centimeter cubed. Oh, 1 centimeter cubed. That means a cubic centimeter is a volume unit. Excellent. Now we've kind of got a sense of what that unit is all about. And the really cool thing is that whoever set up the metric system was thinking, because they made it easy to convert from centimeters cubed, or from the meter cubed realm to the liter realm. And it's with this conversion. A cubic centimeter is the same thing as a milliliter. So we could go from liters pretty easy to milliliters, and then from milliliters we can get to centimeters cubed. We're set. Okay, we've got a plan, let's do it. So we want to have liters on the top so that it'll cancel diagonally, and we can link liters to milliliters. Okay, 1 liter is 1,000 milliliters. Okay, if you like to do this in decimal form, okay, there's the repeat of what's above it, and instead maybe you put 0.001 liters is 1 milliliter. All right, either way, the liters are going to cancel. We're left with milliliters, but again, we want centimeters cubed in our answer. We're going to use this blue bit of information down here. Okay, our next step, we'll have milliliters on the top, centimeters cubed on the bottom. Okay, that way our milliliters will cancel out. And we're left with centimeters cubed. Hey, we're all set. We've got grams on the top, centimeters cubed on the bottom. Now all we have to do is get out the calculator. And depending on which way you're going to solve this, we're going to have 3.5 times 58, and then divide it by 1,000, or perhaps multiply it by 0.001. Again, I really encourage you to try these calculations out with your calculator to make sure that you're good at using that tool. When you punch all that in, what you're going to find is we get about 0.2 grams per centimeter cubed. All right, so there we go. That was level 2. If you need some practice problems, I've got a whole bunch of them that you can find with this QR code. I would probably start, if you want to do level 2 problems, start with DA sheet number 2. You'll find them in DA 3 as well as 4. When you eventually start getting stumped with harder problems, come on back and watch my video on level 3, where we'll take like square centimeters and convert it to square kilometers. Or maybe we'll go meters per second squared to kilometers per hour squared. All right, so good luck. Try your best and come on back if you need some more help. Thanks.